Good morning, ma'am. I'm Abigail Garcia.
I am Mark A. Latoga.
Hello, my name is Jan Kimbilian Shuin.
We are the Group 8. Our topic for today is about economic globalization. But before that, we're going to introduce you our apparel and accessories.
5 examples of accessories or apparel of mine. First, this is striped polo. The brand of this polo is Vegan, where it came from South Austria country. The second one is this watch. The brand of this watch is Casio, where it came from Japan country. And the third is this slacks. It don't have a brand. It was so here in the Philippines. The fourth one is this black shoes. The brand of this black shoes is Flyboat, where it came from Italy country. And the last one is this necklace silver. It was came from here in the Philippines.
So I'm going to introduce you my accessories or apparel. The first one is this bag. The brand of this bag is Michael Kors, which is from China. The second accessories that I have here is these earrings. The third one is this necklace. The fourth one is this bracelet. These jewelries are from China. The last one is my sandals, which is M style. This is from Philippines.
I'm about to introduce to you the different apparel and accessories that I currently wearing. So first is the iconic socks, which is originated from the Philippines. Second is the short or the Nike jersey short. So the Nike brand is from the USA, just like this t-shirt. It's also from the USA because it has a brand of Nike. Next is this one watch or with the brand of G-Shock, and it's originated also in the USA. And lastly, we have this one, an AirPods that is originated from the country of Vietnam.
Now that we're done introducing our apparel and accessories, let's move on to economic globalization. So what is economic globalization? Economic globalization refers to the global mobility of people, capital, technology, goods, and services. It refers to how interdependent we have all become, specifically countries, regions, and trading blocks.
Countries nowadays depend on each other through cross-trade of every product. Economic globalization make us wealthier, and on the other side, it also has a link to inequality.
Economic globalization is a widespread of global transaction of goods and services through foreign countries. It is also the flow of universal capital and expand of technology and information that gives interconnectedness between countries.
There are two types of economies. They are protectionism and trade liberalization. So what is protectionism?
Protecting one's economy from foreign competition by creating trade barriers by means of tariffs, subsidies, import quotas, or other restriction or handicaps placed on the imports of foreign competitors.
Tariff is a tax imposed by a government of a country or of a supranational union on imports or exports of goods. So let's have an example of one of my accessories or apparel. So for example, this bag. The price of this bag in country A is 350 pesos. But there is a tariff in country B which is 10 pesos. And the tariff is the required fees of exporting or importing products. So what do you think will be the price of this bag in country B? Yes, it will be 360 pesos because of the 10 pesos tariff of the country B. So that is what we call tariff.
For example, this watch, it came from Japan. Let's just say that the SRP of this watch in Japan is 4,084.72 yen or 1,820 in peso. When it imported here in the Philippines, it's no longer the same as the SRP in Japan because it will have a tariff. It is the charge of Japan when this watch trade or import here in the Philippines. Let's just say that the tariff is 70 pesos. So the total SRP of this watch will be 1,900 pesos in the Philippines. This is what we call tariff, which is part of protectionism.
What is trade liberalization?
The removal of tariff and non-tariff barriers in trade to make international trade easier between countries. This has significant macroeconomic and distributional effects.
Another example is Canada, which has high tariff, just like their dairy products. On the other hand, If the Trans-Pacific and the CETA, which is a comprehensive economic and trade agreement between Canada and in the European nation established, which is right now, its status is the provision being applied, it will become trade liberalization. But there's still a little restriction because the CETA is still not fully implemented, but most of its provision is being applied. So from protectionism, it will become trade liberalization. Those are the free trade, the trade bloc, and the outsourcing.
Free trade means of trading goods and services between two or more countries without taxes or tariffs. Trade bloc, it means the agreement made between government to reduce or eliminate trade barriers.
Since we're talking about the free trade and the trade bloc, it means the tariff will be eliminated. For example, these sandals. The price of these sandals in country A is 250 pesos, and this will be trade to country B. Since there is no tariff, so the price will still be the same. The price of these sandals, when this has been trade to country B, it will still be 250 pesos. Now, what is outsourcing?
Manufacturing jobs transfer from developing nation to reduce the cost of the products.
So now we're talking about outsourcing. So outsourcing means instead the product from country A will be exported or imported to country B, the manufacturing will be outsourced to country B. For example, these black shoes. These black shoes will be traded to country B, which is from country A. But since we're talking about outsourcing, so the manufacturer of these black shoes will be the one who will trade these black shoes to country B. So if the price of these black shoes is 350 pesos and it will be traded to country B, but the manufacturer of the black shoes will be the one to outsource to country B. So the price of it, which is 350 pesos, will still be the same because the tariff will be abolished. And that is how the outsourcing works.
So among those 5 apparel accessories, I only choose this one, an AirPods, as an example for it to become much clearer. So through buying these foreign items, it clearly tells to us that we have a wider variety of goods here in the Philippines because this item came from the country of Vietnam, and even though we live here in the Philippines, just imagine we still have a chance to buy these items. So that's how economic globalization works, that contributes to increase the standard of our living.